Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, a state of emergency in Oswego County in case of a sunny day on April 8th.
And protests on campus. Find out how students are uniting under the same flag.
Plus, a SUNY Oswego tradition, now with a new name.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Aurora Fitzgerald.
And I'm Matt Bly.
Oswego County announced today that a state of emergency will be in effect on April 8th as the county expects to temporarily double its population the day of the solar eclipse. An emergency order is also expected to be issued later this week that will close all non-essential county facilities, including the DMV and the landfill on the 8th.
Oswego County Legislature Chairman James Weatherup declared the state of emergency in a statement saying, quote, "We want to make sure our residents and visitors are all able to enjoy this once-in-a-lifetime event safely with as little disruption as possible." Services like the Department of Social Services and the Office for the Aging will also be adjusting their services for the county's homelessness and elderly populations, respectively, to accommodate the emergency order.
As Israel continues its military offensive into Gaza, blocking large-scale aid from entering the Strip, UN humanitarian groups say the majority of the population in Gaza is facing imminent starvation. This has sparked widespread protests around the world, including here at SUNY Oswego.
Here on campus, students are trying to learn more about the conflict. Students organized a demonstration on campus to spread awareness and demand action from the SUNY system. WTOP-10's Kyle Schaffner has the story.
The sound of a student body in solidarity with the Palestinian people was heard loudly this week, after a recent resolution for a temporary ceasefire in Gaza has raised tensions between the Israeli officials and countries like the U.S. who have backed off on their support of the nation's military efforts. But some SUNY Oswego students have been calling for a ceasefire in Gaza for a long time and won't be satisfied until it becomes a permanent one. It all started right here outside of SUNY Oswego's Tyler Hall, where the words "Free Palestine" were spray painted onto this outdoor wall right behind me. The covering of the message, followed by the campus's response, has led to dialogue among students about the ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, and led to students gathering for a rally and march in solidarity with the Palestinian people here in the Quad. The march was one of the many events happening on campus this week with a focus on the conflict in Gaza, with a memorial for the Palestinian lives lost and a faculty-led panel offering insight into the history of the Israel-Palestine conflict happening earlier in the week. Oswego Students for Justice in Palestine spearheaded the rally and march, and SJP Oswego President Kayleen Marie led the charge as the students arrived.
I think it's important for all students to come out and not only just Palestine, but for all students to use their voice, because we are in a nation that promotes democracy, right? So that means we have to uplift and use our voice.
The march brought students around campus, chanting in support of the Palestinian lives lost in Gaza, and brought students back to the Quad to voice their support for the struggles of Palestinians and other oppressed groups.
Everybody is, at the end of the day, we're all people. We all bleed red. We all have emotions. We all have a heart. We were all born into this world. We all matter.
But not everyone was in support of the march, with multiple social media posts condemning the march and even a heckler along the march's route. Political science professor Lisa Glidden says that the conflict between Israel and Palestine has always been contentious. And although young people speaking out on world conflicts isn't a new thing, there are some new elements to it this time around.
The advent of social media and how widespread it is means that we're seeing a lot more imagery of it. I would say it's actually kind of similar to what happened in the Vietnam War, which was called like a television war because suddenly it was being broadcast and people were really upset about it.
It may be a controversial topic, but as the death toll in Gaza continues to rise, it won't be a topic that stays off of students' tongues for very long. Kyle Schnaufer, WTOP-10.
Oswego Health is experiencing financial hardships since their revenue dried up after a massive Change Healthcare cyber attack in February. Because of this, they have asked their vendors to increase their payment terms by 30 days. In a letter dated March 7th, Billy Barlow, Vice President of System Development and Public Affairs, said, quote, "This means very little revenue is coming into our system for an extended period of time, creating, as you can imagine, a financial hardship," end quote. The company claims the system is slowly coming back online, but has not yet confirmed when it will be fully restored.
The Oswego County Sheriff's Department will be holding a property auction at the Buildings and Grounds facility on April 10th. Opening at 9 a.m., some of the items up for auction are portable air compressors, a power boom lift, a generator unit, multiple used Ford vehicles, and more. Bidders are responsible for taking their purchased items with them once they make final payments during normal business hours. For more information, you can contact the Oswego County Sheriff's Office.
A yearly tradition at SUNY Oswego, now with a new name. Yards for Yearly, raising awareness for sexual and interpersonal violence, will now be known as Laps with Lakers, a different name with the same goals. The name change seems to be having a positive impact on the event. We're told by organizers over 100 signups and 50 volunteers have signed up with more than a month to go before the event. The goal each year is to walk 1 million yards. That's about 900 laps around the campus quad. According to Laps with the Lakers coordinator Lisa Evaneski hopes with the new name they can reach a larger audience.
We started thinking about how we can make it more connected to our campus, and with the idea that everybody knows someone who's been a victim of sexual or interpersonal violence, right? Any sort of type of violence against women. So then we decided to just brand the whole thing around Lakers.
Expect to see Lakers and members of the community walking around the campus quad on May 1st.
Well, these early spring temperatures have been nice so far, but it's not looking like it'll stay like that for long.
Yeah, certainly right. Let's take a first look at your forecast with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Bradley Jacobs.
Thanks, guys. And unfortunately, those temperatures will not be sticking around for too long, as we do have some wintry weather inbound over the next coming days, as well as cooler temperatures coming with that wintry weather. We'll take a look ahead and see that spring is around the corner still, looking further ahead into next week, or at least that is what I am being told. And then how's that solar eclipse forecast looking? Is it going to be sunny? Is it going to be too cloudy? I'll have all that and more in my full weather forecast ahead. But for now, back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. As a presidential election is approaching later this year, the New York State presidential primary will be Tuesday. People who are registered with a party can pick a candidate within their party ahead of the election. The Monroe County Board of Elections says that over 4,800 people already voted early last week. The polls will be open from 6 to 9 p.m. If you want to find your designated polling place, go to voterlookup.elections.ny.gov.
A call to action is being made in the State Assembly to include the New York Heat Act in the state's budget. The act is meant to help transition away from natural gas while preventing utility companies from increasing heating bills. Assembly member Pat Faze says, quote, "Regular New Yorkers who did not create the climate crisis should not be paying to shoulder the cost of our clean energy transition, and New York Heat ensures that this transition is affordable, reliable, and planned."
Still ahead tonight, Joe Biden speaks with the president of China.
Plus, many households may lose access to internet. All this after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No,
right
but you've
here.
got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it. Jill
Should we
told me it was
tell him?
Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to your nightly news here at WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. We're going to get right into our current conditions. So right now, we're currently looking at about 44 degrees, and that drizzly light rain action going on right now as that front is finally making its way to us here. Looking at 44 for a real temperature. Real feel is about 37 degrees, so it's a little cooler out there. You can see that wind east at 15 miles per hour. That's definitely having a factor in at it. Pressure's, just shy of 1,000 millibars, which makes sense for the rain that we're seeing and the weather we're going to see inbound as well, with visibility of about 5 miles. Take a look at our temperatures across the region. Over here at Western New York, we're sitting pretty right in about the mid-40s or so. Down near the Allegheny region, we have that outlier at Randolph at 45 degrees. Coming over here to Central New York along the I-81 corridor here, mainly sitting in about the mid-40s as well. Cortland, the outlier, at 41. Take a look at southern tier here, a very wide range of temperatures here. Elmira sitting hot at 44 degrees with Binghamton and Delhi probably along as well the Oneonta areas, about low 40s, high 30s. And then coming over all the way to Utica, about 42. And then the capital region along down to the Hudson Valley, mid-40s as well. So as mentioned previously, there is a lot going on tonight. And to make some sense of it all for you here, I kind of have it going from most important to least important across the bottom. So starting off with our flood watch here, we kind of got it going all the way across Western New York into the southern tier here. You guys are under a flood watch until Thursday evening or so. And that is with the rain that you guys are supposed to see down there. It's supposed to be a lot of rain. And then up north here, we have the winter storm warning here in the pink. Up in the North Country there, they're supposed to see more like, your actual wintry weather and whatnot. And then winter storm watch for Oswego, Jefferson, and Lewis counties here. Otsego, Shenango, and Delaware County, you guys are also in that winter storm watch and flood watch as well. And then we have our winter weather advisories in purple. Taking a closer look at our 7-day forecast here. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday into the weekend, we have that front coming in. So we're going to see that drop in the temperatures as well as that mixed precipitation or so. As you can see, the low temperatures are going to get down into the mid to low 30s. That magic 32 number equals snow. Looking ahead into the weekend, we have rain showers early on, and then should be clearing up mostly nice into the next week. And then that Monday solar eclipse day should be mostly sunny for now and partly cloudy for Tuesday. That's all for my full weather forecast. Back to you guys over at the desk.
Oswego police are asking for help looking to identify the man who hit a pedestrian this morning. The pedestrian was a 68-year-old woman who suffered injuries that were not life-threatening. Witnesses described the vehicle as a white car with tinted windows with a damaged headlight. Police are asking for any information like video surveillance or matching car descriptions. If anyone has any information, please contact the Oswego Police Department.
President Joe Biden spoke with Chinese President Xi Jinping for the first time since their in-person summit in November. The leaders spoke for nearly 2 hours on the phone. Both of the officials were speaking to try and diffuse the tensions between the two nations. They also discussed the ongoing wars in Gaza and Ukraine and North Korea's nuclear capabilities.
Next month, around 23 million low-income households could lose a subsidy that provides them with internet. The Affordable Connectivity Program is expected to run out of funding by the end of this month. The subsidy gives households up to $75 of internet bills each month. While there is some support to continue for subsidies, lawmakers have not passed an extension. For now, officials have stopped accepting new applications and enrollments. An Easter brunch shooting takes the lives of 2 victims.
Kiana Lowe, one of the victims' family members, shares her experience.
I'm pretty devastated, heartbroken. I grew up with Alan.
Kiana Lowe says Alan Beecham was her second cousin, but they grew up like brother and sister in Bullock County, Alabama. Alan was in Nashville with his family celebrating his brother and wife's birthdays. They just wanted to get away. The family had lunch plans at Roasted Salem Town, a popular brunch spot. Lowe says they were having a great time until a man pulled a gun and started shooting.
Our whole community is hurt. My whole family is hurt. He was like my nephew's best friend.
Police say 46-year-old Anton Rucker pulled out a gun and started shooting after an altercation. Lowe says her cousins were just eating, dancing, and having fun. She doesn't know much of the details, but knows Rucker pulled a gun on her family and started shooting.
He basically died protecting his brother because the man was going to shoot his brother. He ran to him and jumped in front of him.
Alan was a veteran, a volunteer firefighter. He coached his son's youth basketball team. and he loved his wife. He was 33 years old.
He was doing so much for our community, and he really was. Anybody tell you he'll give you the shirt off his back, he just. And I know everybody says that about their person when they die, but he really was like that.
Will says the shooter took not only from their family, but the entire Union Springs community in Alabama.
They took our superhero. They took our superhero away.
The community is in mourning after this tragedy as they hope to recover from these losses.
Trump's former aide, Hope Hicks, is expected to testify in Donald Trump's hush money criminal trial. Trump has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records related to hush money payments. Hope Hicks appeared before the grand jury last year before Trump was indicted. Legal observers believe she could shed light on what was happening inside the political operation in the final weeks before the 2016 election.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, find out what company is planning to become sensory inclusive.
Plus, the changes you need to know when flying with JetBlue. After the break.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Shine on that boy.
Look at the bling. Do we got a diamond tester on? Yeah, that's getting bad. Yep.
10 out of 10 recommend on Yelp.
We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that? I'm playing with these new face filters. Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. I'm gonna need that back. No. Kevin!
Welcome back in consumer news. JetBlue's checked bag fees will be based on departure date. The price of a first checked bag will now vary based on departure date. The price of a first checked bag now ranges from $35 to $50, depending on factors including whether travel dates are peak or off-peak. Peak dates encompass about half the year, including most of the busy summer travel seasons, and dates before and after the Thanksgiving and Christmas holidays.
Monday, Oregon Governor Tina Kotek signed legislation recriminalizing possession of certain drugs. The law reverses parts of a voter ballot initiative that relaxed certain drug penalties. The Democratic governor says the new legislation offers pathways to prevent jail time for individuals who possess small amounts of a controlled substance. The law takes effect September 1st.
Managing weight isn't always easy, and if you're hoping to shed a few pounds as it gets warmer, experts say there's no better time to start than now. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has more on how to successfully get fit as summer approaches.
You may be eyeing that swimsuit and checking out that number on the scale, but you might need to change your mindset.
What we want to focus on is lifelong health and not just focus solely on a summer body.
Dr. Steve Poon with Mayo Clinic says to meet long-term goals, first be realistic.
A lot of times people try to make these drastic changes, but oftentimes they don't take hold because it's very difficult.
Poon says to take small steps, consistent exercise can help. Incorporate cardio to get the heart rate up and strength training to build muscle. But but make sure you're doing something you enjoy.
Exercise comes in very different forms for each individual, right? And what works for one person doesn't always work for the others.
Next, eat balanced meals. Poon says don't try to cut out entire food groups. Instead, eat in moderation with plenty of protein, fruits and veggies, and fiber.
Certain diets tend to avoid carbohydrates, but that's part of your long-term energy store. So if you're doing some longer distance exercises, you're going on a weekend hike on a challenging mountain trail, having some carbohydrates the night before will actually help keep and sustain your energy.
Finally, limit beverages that add empty calories. That includes alcohol and soda.
You'll hear me say moderation, moderation, moderation over and over again. And that holds true with regardless of what we're thinking about.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
LEGO is honoring Autism Acceptance Month by making its stores more sensory inclusive. The company is working to get all its US and Canada locations certified by the nonprofit organization Culture City in April. Staff will learn how to ensure everyone feels welcome and safe. The stores will also have sensory bags people can check out, and they include headphones, fidget tools, visual cue cards, and strobe reduction glasses. LEGO is also improving its magazine with clear language and user-friendly layouts to welcome more neurodivergent readers.
Coming up in sports, we've got Jaden Jiggets here in the studio.
Jaden, can you give us a quick preview?
Yes, I may. Coming up, we will have some baseball action and more after the break.
Hey there, I'm Al Roker, class of 76. Yes, way back in 76. Back when the earth was cooling. You're watching WTOP.
The Kinda Late Show with Chloe and Anna. Like licorice, Twizzlers, absolutely nasty. The thought of turkey is just nauseating. I think you're wrong, is what I think. You think I'm wrong a lot of times. I do think you're wrong a lot.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin. But I'm gonna drive home. There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving. I guess I have really been looking for love in this dating app. Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your sports anchor, Jaden Jiggets, here with WTOP-10 Nightly News. Kicking off tonight's sports news, Oswego's men's baseball team got 2 wins earlier today in their doubleheader matchup against Alfred State. First game final score was 5-4, and second game final score was 11-1. The Lakers got a close win in Game 1, scoring in the 7th inning to secure the victory, and then took that momentum straight to Game 2, scoring a total of 11 goals on the Pioneers, including 6 of them coming from the 4th inning alone. The Lakers will have their next game on the road as they will travel to Plattsburgh State this Friday, April 5th, game time at 3 p.m. Moving into Syracuse women's lacrosse keeping their momentum high as they get their 7th straight victory on the road today against Cornell, final score being 17-4. The Orange have full control in all throughout this matchup on offense and defense as by halftime, the Orange, excuse me, my mistake. The Orange already had double digits with 11 points to Cornell only having 2 points. The Orange will have their next game at home this Saturday, April 6th, against the Pittsburgh Panthers. Game time will be at 4 p.m. Staying in Syracuse, congratulations to men's soccer player Julius Ruch on being among the 12 seniors named as the 2024 Syracuse University Scholars. This prestigious award is the highest undergraduate honor the university beholds. And since 1983, only 18 student athletes have earned the award. Ruch became the second member from the men's soccer team to earn this achievement, as he will be graduating in May with a bachelor's degree in finance and entrepreneurship. Excuse me again. Speaking of prestigious honors, former Syracuse Orange lineman and 13-year NFL veteran Stan Walters will be inducted into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame as part of its 2024 class. Walters was drafted out of Syracuse in the 1972 NFL Draft by Cincinnati and played 3 seasons with them before playing for the Eagles from 1975 to 1983. During his time, Walters was a 2-time Pro Bowl selection and 3-time All-Pro selection. The introduction ceremony for the 2024 class of the Philadelphia Sports will take place Thursday, November 7th. Now, as we move into Arizona for the Yankees versus the Diamondbacks. And guys, let me tell y'all, these Yankees are no joke this season. So far this season, the Yankees have went 5-0. That's their first time being 5-0 in a season since 1992. They're on a phenomenal winning streak, playing together, saying they're playing as a team, and without their star player, Aaron Judge, that is. As you can see here, the Yankees are saying they're rallying up those points, having 2 already on the night against the Diamondbacks. And as you see, they're just running RBIs left and right. And look at that stop right there. Just he couldn't even pass the ball. And that hit just boom. That was just a hit downfield. And look at that. Oh, look at that. Another home. Another run. Another score for the Yankees. And oh, would you look at that? Look at that botch miss of a catch. And there we go. We see Anthony Vogt get that run in. Fantastic run. The game ended 5-2. Yankees won.
That's our report for tonight.
Be sure to stay tuned for One Too Many.
Thank you for watching.
And have a great night, everyone.
Woohoo!
About a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're here for you, we're here for you. This is your channel 2. With sports and news and what to do, we're here for you. It's your TV, you're watching WTOP. Your TV, thanks for watching WTOP.
La 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 la.
Breathe.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Free.